River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm here along with Mr. Jimmy B and Eric. The whole gang's here. Gentlemen, I already know the answer, but how are we doing?
Lousy.
Yeah, it was a rough weekend. It was a very, very rough Sunday. I'll go ahead and just pull the stats up because we always do when we're recapping a game. But yeah, lost to the Bucks in Tampa Bay, 30-19. But I think we obviously need to just go right to the elephant in the room. Like, what's the point of trying to talk about anything else first before this? Our All-Pro, our leader in the locker room, not just for the defense. I mean, especially the defense, but he
because I got another receiver.
Oh no,
interesting team.
That's loud.
49 is expected to take the season.
There we go. I hope you guys didn't hear that. Whoever that first take was playing over my ear. Sorry about that. But yeah, our All-Pro leader through the locker room, not just on defense, Fred Warner, very early in the game. Eric, remind me, was it even the second quarter?
No, it's first quarter.
Okay, yeah, it was very early in the game. We found out not even before the end of the game, thanks to Diana Rossini of The Athletic, that Fred Warner, just a devastating injury, fractured and dislocated his ankle and had to get carted off the field. This will be the first time that not the first time. He's only missed one game up until now since he got drafted. He's missed one game in its entirety, and now he is going to miss the next 9 weeks of the season. And if we somehow make it into the playoffs, obviously not there either, but played through an ankle injury last year. This year, an ankle injury actually takes him out. And now in less than a month, we've lost the two best players on our defense. And one can make a pretty compelling argument, Fred Warner, the best player on our team, period. And in a game that we needed to win, we could talk about the actual outlook that we have going forward in a minute, but a devastating loss highlighted by an even more devastating injury. Like this, honestly, gut reaction to this. This is the one player that we couldn't lose to injury. We saw that we could weather to a degree Christian. Losing Fred this is a hell of a gut blow, and one that I think is fair to question if we can actually weather this one. Losing Fred really, really sucks.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I mean, like you said, he's such a catalyst for that whole team and for the defense especially. I mean, he runs the defense, he calls plays on the defense, he aligns the defense. I mean, he gets everybody where they're supposed to be. There's situations in the game where, there was busted coverages and players running wide open, which you can, attribute to him not being out there to make assignments and call plays and things of that nature. But just the motivation and the intensity that he brings to the team and the plays that he makes. I mean, there's a reason that he's one of the best players in the NFL is because he's out there making plays, he's out there making tackles, and he's filling the hole. And, he's there seemingly every time the ball, comes out, he's causing fumbles. It's just, he's always around making plays. Losing Bosa hurt, obviously. But theoretically we could have possibly traded for a defensive end to try to, make up for the loss of Bosa. But I don't think you're going to be able to trade for anybody to make up for the loss of Warner. And I just don't know how the defense is going to really recover from losing him. I mean, we've now lost, as you said, Dave, we've now lost the two best defensive players that we had. And two of the three starting players that we had that actually were this year. So, I mean, like, Demo's got to be like, oh, my next. I mean, he's got to be like terrified. It's like Final Destination out there. But, it's a devastating loss for this team, a devastating loss for the defense. And you can hope that they can use it as a rally point and help it propel them forward. It didn't in this game this week. You can kind of understand that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of confusion and a lot of people not ready and not prepared, and that's to be understandable. But you got to hope going forward, starting with this Falcons game next week, that guys are ready to step up and step into that void and fill his shoes as best as they can, because it's a big gap to fill and someone's going to have to try and do it.
I mean, I think like if he would have just dislocated his ankle or just fractured his ankle, he'd probably have a chance to come back. But it's like, it seems like, just the way the 49ers are cursing their injuries that both happened at the same time to be like, nope, he's not coming back. Like, that's it. He's gone for the season. Because, like, if he would have just had just a dislocated ankle, I'm sure he could have been at least back, if they made it to the playoffs or something. And if he had a fractured ankle,
he played on a fractured ankle last year. He fractured it during the Patriots, and he still played and still got a Pro Bowl honor. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, so like I think like if it would have just been one or the other, like there would have been a hope that definitely he could come back this season and contribute. But like it just seems like a big 49er thing that like he got both and that's it. He's done. I mean, the 49ers are sitting at what, 4-2. The Eagles are at 4-2. And, I don't know if this will happen just because, we've been such rivals, over the last couple of years, going against each other and things like that. But there is a linebacker in Philly that may be available. He's definitely not the size and physical, like the physical specimen that Fred Warner is, but Nakobe Dean is in the last year of his rookie contract. And the Eagles, they have Zach Bond, and they've had the emergence of Jihad Campbell, the rookie at linebacker. And, if the 49ers, offer, a third-round pick for Nakobe Dean, you have a guy here. Does he have some injury history? Yes, but you got a nice young linebacker who's very smart. He's still very physical for a small guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing, but I could see that happening because I don't think the Eagles are going to keep Nakobe Dean after this year, and they're just going to let him hit free agency, and a compensation pick at best for him would be a third-round pick. So I think that could be a possibility if we get towards the trade deadline and the 49ers are going to be looking for linebacker help. There's that guy. I mean, he wears the green dot, so he can, he has the mindset and that thing, the general calling that Fred Warner does, and he's like 6 years younger and stuff. So it might be worth taking a shot on him.
That's a good segue into one aspect to look at this, like with the trade deadline coming up in 2-3 weeks. How's this changed now? Because at first we were all like all in on the speculation of going for Trey Hendrickson or Bradley Chubb down in Miami. But now we just lost an all-pro linebacker too. Like, who are we going to go for? Like, are we going to have a shot? Did we have a shot at the edge rusher? Now we got to replace a linebacker too. Are we going to get either? Are we going to get two that are just okay? Like Eric too, like, since we're more, I'm getting tongue tied. Like, John Lynch's head has to be spinning trying to figure out, like, okay, well, now what can I do? What's realistic for me to pull off now? Because now I have a second all-pro that's gone.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that his head was spinning as soon as he saw Warner laying down on the field and not getting back up. I'm sure he turned around and threw up in a bucket like about half of the other people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the market is out there. I mean, James threw out one name there. I mean, I don't know what the market is out there for, starting caliber, let alone all pro caliber linebackers out there in the market right now. I just don't know that there's that many available.
Let's forget all pro. Can we get an average linebacker? Is there an average linebacker that's worth taking a shot at? We know what the edge rushers out there are. You sent us that great list. I forgot Will Anderson is potentially available. I'd be shocked if the Texans let him go. But is there an average or mediocre linebacker even that we could get? Like, we have lives and work, so I mean, we haven't done our work. We're trusting that John is. but now that's what's come into question now. Like, what's more realistic and what's going to be more beneficial? Like, now we have two glaring issues. Do we even try to and just still focus on an edge rusher?
Well, I mean, he's got 3 weeks because the trade deadline is the 4th, I believe, right?
Oh, okay.
November 4th.
Okay, I thought it was before Halloween. Okay, so yeah, 3 weeks. That's good.
So he's got 3 weeks to see what the 49ers defense can do, over the next 3 weeks, to see what the 49ers defense can do without Warner in there and with the guys out there to replace him, and make a determination from there. It'll be interesting to see. We've got Falcons, and I forget the next 2 games after that. So I'll have to look real quick. But they're all winnable games. So, I mean, if we can win those games, then I think we're still going to be in the hunt. And I think John's going to be aggressive. So, it's Falcons, Texans, Giants. So, I mean, all those are winnable games. Mm-hmm. I mean, with 3 victories or even 2 victories, I think John's going to be aggressive at the deadline. I think if the 49ers come out of there with 3 losses, which God help me, I hope that doesn't happen, then I don't any moves. I think he might stand pat and realize that, this season might just be a wash and that we're going to just play through and build for next year. But I mean, I think if they come out and that would make them it would make them 7-2 if they win all 3 of those games. I mean, you'd have to be aggressive.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, there's no reason for us not to, because like you said, that schedule, even if you had the Rams after that, it's a Rams game at home, because thank God we won that one on the road, and then our bye weeks after that. So I mean, not that weighs into the trade deadline, but that could weigh into health benefits, especially. We gotta stay healthy, but no, we're not. Can use that to segue into like really autopsying this game. Like, we're not really out of it yet. Like, it sure as hell felt like a death blow losing Fred, but I was talking to my wife after the game. Just got to lick your wounds, and we still got 10 games left. Or we still got 11 games left. We still got a long way to go, and can't just assume we're out of it yet.
Well, I even think, like, if you go 1-2 in that stretch, you're still 5-4. You're at a winning record, and if you see you'll be able to see what holes you have and what you can fill through those games. So even if you go 1-2, you're still coming out. You'll have a winning record, and I think John will just look at it as like, okay, where do we need to improve to make a run? Because it's 5-4. You still have 8 games left after that, and anything could happen. At 5-4, and if you make the proper improvements to the team, then who knows what can happen in those 8 games, especially if you make a couple of moves or things like that. So even if they go 1-2 over the next 3 games, I still think John will be inclined to do something.
Right. Yeah, and it's what do those games look like too? I mean, as long as they're good competitive games. I mean, to your point, James, if we go 1-2 and in those 2 losses, we lose by a field goal or we lose by a goofy play here or there or something like that or whatever, and they're not bad losses, then yeah, I could see that. But I mean, if the Grim Reaper continues to come for our roster, then I mean, there's not going to be any point at some point in time.
Yeah, something. We're that piece of wood that hasn't broken yet, but we're splintering. Like we're pushing the bounds as far as you can bend without breaking, seemingly. And this was a year of the young guys, and yeah, Tatum Bethune's got to step up. Winters has to step up. I don't even know who the third linebacker after that would be. I can't remember, but our young defensive line has taken it. The backfield. 2 of those 4 guys are rookies, and they've been holding up okay. So I mean, it's nice. It felt like the sky was falling for sure, but this is why it's good to talk it out to try and like, okay, what is possibly salvageable. It was only week 6 too, so let's take a look here now quickly at the nerdy number stuff. Like I always like to do. Mac Jones, he threw almost 350 yards. But he had 2 interceptions and he had 6 sacks, which were just devastating, especially in the second half. They didn't dial up that many blitzes in the first half, but then, man, when it was true pressure time in the fourth quarter, Todd Bowles did not disappoint. Quarterback rating at 75. Christian McCaffrey again. It's a shame what is happening with Christian. Like how underreported he is at 57 yards and then receiving and then 54 yards rushing. And he's still on that same pace for 400 touches and he's getting 100 yards a game between the 2. Like the numbers he's going to end up with are absurd now that we're 6 weeks in projecting that. It probably will fall off eventually, but where he's at through 6 games is insane. Like offensive player of the year numbers again.
We just all you need is some reporter to point it out, and then he'll get injured. Definitely. That's you're pointing it out, but we're on Niner Nuts. What do we have? 30?
Yeah, for real.
Wait till somebody on ESPN says it, and then that'll be it. He'll get injured.
Right.
Because I don't know if you saw that happened to Puka this week. Like
oh my god!
Before the Rams game, they made like all these paces. He's on pace for 2,000 receiving yards, and then what happens during the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bum ankle. I saw the play happen. I didn't see all the pregame, but yeah, no, Puka being out for probably a little while. That just sucks. Anyway, Kendrick Bourne continued to put up some pretty damn impressive wide receiver 1 numbers. Once again, over 140 yards, this time on 5 catches instead of 10, which 28 yards a catch. Good Lord, dude. Tongas still holding up fine as our Kittle substitute at the moment. And then cool, like nothing else really that impressive. Let's take note, though, that Juwan Jennings truly was out there for what I want to call window dressing. We targeted him 3 times. He had 1 catch for 7 yards. Like I don't know. Maybe he's still battling with injury. He had a lot of feelings after the game, which I don't blame him.
Who was his matchup at corner? Because they're looking at him as he might be the number 1 target. I mean, Todd Bowles has a really good defense, and so
I think I can't remember. I'd have to see the guy's name. But let's flip over to the other side too, just to paint the whole picture. Baker Mayfield. This is the 1 week I'm not going to be cheering for him, obviously, but Mayfield's making his case for MVP. I don't know what else to tell you. 250 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, literally just 1 sack.
Should have been 2 sacks.
Yep.
It should have been 2 sacks, but then he turned it into like some crazy ass.
Third and 18. He rushes for 19.
Yeah. Yeah. Heartbreaking.
And oh my gosh.
Breaks, I think 4, if not 3 tackles along the way. Just MVP.
It would absolutely serve Cleveland right to have Baker Mayfield as an MVP. Like,
look at who he's throwing to. Look at who he's throwing to. Sterling Shepard is still in the league. Cade Otton, Tez Johnson. He only connected with Emike Mbuka twice for 24 yards. Look at who he's throwing to, and they still clobbered us. Just insane.
Yeah, I just the Browns, man, the Browns.
I just, again, I don't like being on the other side of it, but to take myself out of it, go back to where I was for the last 5 weeks and where I will be now that we've played him and gotten the full force of what he can do. There's something in the water in Tampa this year. These guys look really, really, really good. Like, I don't know what else to say really about Baker, just to blow smoke up his ass for a minute. Just this Bucs defense is coached very, very, very well. Todd Bowles is doing some magic here that he wasn't in with the Jets in New York. Well, this team is very competitive. They're very smart on defense. They're very opportunistic on defense because they picked off Mac Jones twice. And they obliterate, like, Mac was getting his passes in the first half. Not at all in the second half. Passing game was non-existent.
Yeah. Well, when Todd Bowles was the coach of the Jets, they had Ryan Fitzpatrick as a quarterback. And if they would have just won one more game, they would have made the playoffs. Like,
oh, yeah.
He had Ryan Fitzpatrick as a quarterback, but it's the Jets, and Jets is where, basically, you could have all the talent in the world, and as soon as you step foot in East Rutherford, you suck. That's just the way it is. Like, it doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, it's a that void of, like,
Oh, yeah. Well, again, not to just dogpile on the Giants, too. The Giants, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley have been spectacular since they left East Rutherford. Like,
yeah. And
now, and again, look at Todd Bowles, what he's doing with the Bucs. Like, I mean, I don't know, call it bias because I love this team, but I don't consider us a cupcake. We gave him, we gave him a good run for their money until that final field goal pushed it to 30. And I mean, we still lost by 11, but I don't know. Mac Jones did fine till the second half. We did fine on offense until the second half, and it just wheels finally fell off. I don't know if there's more to it than that. Just Todd Bowles made the better adjustments.
Yeah, Todd Bowles is a good defensive coordinator, and he's proven to be, like, now that they're figuring things out on offense. I mean, that's just that just makes them a really dangerous team. So yeah, I mean. I never really believed in Todd Bowles until, because he had Tom Brady that one year, and you're like, okay, you just build a good enough defense, Tom will do the rest. And now, like, Baker Mayfield, like this is so yeah. I think I don't know what's in the water in Tampa, but oh my gosh, I mean, for them to be chanting MVP for Baker after 6 weeks is insane.
That 45-yard touchdown, Tez Johnson's only catch of the game, by the way, was a thing of beauty. Again, escaping a sack, all air, caught it in the end zone. Just, why? It's just, you can't make this up. Just, Baker's just playing so good.
Yeah.
Eric, what were you going to say? I know I stepped on you there. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just was going to say, you were kind of alluding to a little bit there, Dan, but, the 49ers were still in this game until the fourth quarter. I mean, it was an 8-point game there for a while, and I mean, they just couldn't really get anything going. It was just so hard for them to generate any sort of offense. They were just struggling offensively so hard, and they couldn't get anything going. And that was the biggest problem there in the third and the fourth quarter. But I mean, for being down, and we've talked about this for multiple weeks now, for being down Kittle and Purdy and Ricky and all the players.
Juwan basically not playing this game.
Yeah, and all the players that they're missing, they're still in these games that they've lost. They haven't really been blown out in any of these games. I mean, yes, this is an 11-point loss, but I mean, it was a close game until that field goal. So I mean,
is garbage time field goal a thing? Like,
so I mean, they're still competitive and they're still right in these games. And I mean, you have a couple of missed plays defensively. I mean, I saw where the Buccaneers averaged like 10 yards a play in the second half on offense. So I mean, that's some stuff that the defense is just not doing right. But if the defense can get shored up and get back to playing like they're supposed to, and then the offense can get healthy like it needs to, then I think we've got a real chance to still be very competitive and still beat a lot of teams, because this team is going to be very capable of putting up, should be capable of putting up 25, 30 points a game. And, hopefully the defense can hold teams to under, 24 points. And then that should result in some good victories.
Well, and so like, now that Warner and both out, who's going to be the leader on the defense? That's the thing. Like, who is going to rise to the occasion and, basically, come up and, lead the defense with those two guys on the sideline for the rest of the year. That's, so, what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks, but, I mean, we'll have to see, but I mean, I'm not sure what veterans you have on the defense that could step up and, take ownership of this thing. But
this is opportunity for Demo to really do that. This is D Winters. He's a veteran. He's on his rookie contract still, but he's a veteran. Like, he's been coming into his own, and now he, through unfortunate circumstances, can now try to emulate Warner as best he can. Same with Tatum Bethune. They're going to be the two linebackers out there when there's only two of them. But yeah, no, the rest of this team is pretty damn young. Bryce Huff, like, he hasn't been. This is his first year with us. Like, you can't look to him the same way you did like Fred. And then you're right. Like, that's going to be the biggest X factors if we can rally together just hold each other up on defense. Because I mean, on offense, we still click like 80% of the way there. Even in this loss, we're still leading the league in like team passing yards a game. We're still like it's dumb to say best, but like we're still carving up secondaries just by raw numbers, even with the two picks, and just couldn't find the end zone through the air. But Kyle Shanahan is still beating secondaries. He's still calling great passing plays. We just got to turn them into points. I hit my mute.
I thought you were censoring yourself.
Yeah,
I did swear, but it was by coincidence.
So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who steps up. It might be one of the young players that steps up. I mean, it could be one of the guys that was not a rookie this year, but was a rookie last year that steps up and tries to help fill the void and does something. I mean, it could be the young kids just kind of coalesce together and start to try to bite ball out. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, that's a good point that you bring up, James, is who's going to step in and fill that void, and who's going to become the de facto leader on the defense. But somebody's going to have to step up and do it and lead the charge out there, because Fred can't do it, and he can't do it from the sidelines. So I mean, somebody's going to have to step up and become that leader and become that force for the team.
Yeah. And so like that brings me back to the point of like somebody like Nakobe Dean. I mean, even he's even though like he has been injured and things like that, when he's on the field, he's really, a leader on the field. And, he's, we drafted Shahad Campbell to be a linebacker, probably because I think we're going to move on from Dean at the end of the year, just because, he hasn't been able to step on the field stay on the field long. But when he's out there, he's a force to be reckoned with, and he's the type of general and leader. I mean, you're talking about a guy that was on a championship Georgia defense, one of the greatest defenses of all time in college football history. He was the leader, So, so I think that could be a good spot where these teams could trade. And if just me thinking off my head of like who could possibly be out there. I mean, Dean's he just came back for this Giants game, but he's the type of guy that, if the 49ers want to take a shot on this year, somebody who knows this, Saleh and Vic Fangio defense, who can run it, not just run it, but lead it. He's really, I love Nakobe Dean. I just don't think the Eagles are going to really, keep him after this year, and he's in the last year of his contract. So,
we know Howie. Howie's probably, if this happens, Howie's probably going to let us have him for literally a 7th rounder, but then that's the final trade piece that he needs to go get some golden pony that none of us are thinking about, and then he becomes an all-pro. Like,
I mean, Howie has been on a heater, but let's not forget, like, he had a really bad move in the offseason last year, and that was Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff came in and did 0 for the Eagles, and he was their highest paid free agent that they had last year. Like, they paid him more money than anybody else to come in during free agency, and he was a big whiff. Fangio wouldn't even let him on the field, and so he gave him a lot of money, and so to cut his losses on Huff, and I mean, in Philadelphia, we don't really talk a whole lot about how bad a move that was because we won the Super Bowl. So it's like, oh, we won the Super Bowl. So, but if you just isolate that one move and that one contract, that was a really big mistake to give him all that money and have somebody who basically didn't even contribute the whole season. So he's not perfect. And,
no, of course, no GM is perfect. Our GM is far from perfect. Like, you see how bad he is at 1st-round picks.
I just think there's a deal to be had there. I don't. It probably won't be a 7th rounder, but I mean, like, you figure, if he
a 7th rounder in 2027,
yeah, something like that. But I mean, I think if John wanted to, he could make an offer and he could have Nakobe Dean because Zach Bond is running the defense. You have Jahad Campbell. Yeah, I could easily see the Eagles moving away from Nakobe Dean and trying to get something for him. This during the season, to maybe make their team better or something. So.
Mm-hmm. I do want to pose one question next with kind of back to the trying to find some forms of optimism that can carry us through the remaining 11 weeks or 11 games. Supposedly Jordan Watkins is going to come back. George Kittle's going to come back. And like those guys for sure. But then of course, Purdy and Pearsall, both of them are still week to week, but there's optimism. There's optimism they'd be back this week after 10 days. So take that with a grain of salt. But like, if we get all of them back, we finally get to see what Jordan looks like after the preseason games where he put up some decent highlight tapes. If Pearsall's knee can heal up or hold up, and if Purdy doesn't have that much rust on him after this being 3 weeks off, and Kittle coming back too, hopefully he's not that rusty after 6 weeks off. Like, does that give any of us any optimism that the offense can now start carrying the defense a little bit since the defense is now more banged up than the offense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that the 49ers offense has a chance to be really impressive and really explosive. I mean, we've put up good numbers with a patchwork crew over the last 6 games. So, I mean, I don't see any reason why when you add in who's supposed to be our all-pro quarterback in Purdy, and then you add in Pearsall, and you add in
Jordan
Kittle,
Watkins just has to be average, honestly. We just need bodies.
Yeah, and you get Juwan out there actually playing. I mean, I wouldn't see why you could. And I mean, let's keep Kendrick Bourne around. I mean, he seemed to have been very successful over these last 2 weeks. So, I mean, even if he's just a second or third receiver, whichever you want to make him, I mean, let's keep him out there. I don't see why they can't be successful, and I don't see why they can't carry the load. I mean,
our Patriots insider that I've never named on mic on purpose, he wanted me to remind you guys that they had this chemistry, Mac and Bourne, while they were in New England together. He just wanted me to remind you guys that.
That's awesome. So, I mean,
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you, Eric, with the fact that Kyle Shanahan can take, an orange and 2 toothpicks and make him a quarterback, and then take 5 guys from Starbucks and put them on a team and make a functional offense. It seems like Kyle Shanahan's MO for like the last couple of years, just because they've always dealt with injuries, no matter at quarterback, receiver, all over the field on offense, and they've been able to generate enough offense to win games, as we've seen. So I do think the offense can carry this team, and so it'll just be, we'll just see how the defense does. But yeah, I mean, I agree, Eric. I think this offense is perfectly capable of carrying this defense due to the fact that they have Kyle Shanahan, leading the offense.
You just got to turn 400 passing yards into not 2 picks.
Yeah, well, one of those was just a bad read by Bourne. I mean, that wasn't Purdy or Mac Jones's fault. That was Bourne's fault. He cut the wrong way.
Yeah, he picked the wrong option route.
Yeah.
He threw nearly 40 passes. Like not all of them are going to be great, and so I just, I think the offense will be fine, and I agree with Eric. It can carry the defense, especially through these 3 games I think that are coming up. So yeah, and so I mean, this has just been San Francisco's MO. Like, every single season there's injuries at key positions, but they still find ways to win and go out there and be successful. So especially the offense.
Oh no, this just reminded me. I was thinking about it, and oh no, it's at the Meadowlands.
Oh God, the turf monster is going to take out somebody.
We're at the Meadowlands in 3 weeks.
Oh.
Oh no. That sucks. And that's weird. That's in British. That's weird. I wonder why it's not the other way. That's weird. But yeah, no, I just realized we're going to be facing the turf monster too, because we're at the Giants.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well.
Remember last time we were there?
Yeah.
We had, oh my God, I'll never forget that game. We lost like 5 starters that game, and yet we still beat them like 30-9.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, now they got Jackson Dart and Skeetaboo or whatever.
Scataboo!
Yes. Oh my God, that meme I sent you guys. This guy's probably going to be a career 3 yards per carry average, and he's only 5'6", but he runs like he's willing to give himself CTE every play.
Oh my gosh!
I'll tell you what, the Giants are fun to watch. I watched them on that Thursday night game. I mean, I know it wasn't fun for you, James, but I mean, they're
honestly, like I'm gonna be real. I did not want any part of watching the Giants game. I was fully locked in on the Phillies and Dodgers, and when that ended the way it was, and then I looked at the Giants and Eagles score and where it was, I was like, I can't get invested in that. I just quietly closed my computer and just browse the internet, sit next to Batgirl here, and just I mean that ending to the NLDS, it was just brutal. And
you had a.
It was like the most Philly ending to a season ever. Like it just like
It was the first time a playoff game ended with a walk-off like error, wasn't it?
I think like it wasn't just a walk-off playoff game. It's like the whole series was decided. Like I think
On
like
a walk-off error.
on a walk-off error that
Oh.
ended the series, not just the game or whatever.
Brutal.
It just sent us home, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that poor kid. Like I'm, you know, and, you know,
I'm not laughing at your expense. It's just wow, like that actually happened.
yeah,
Like,
and you know, it was just. I mean, I just, you know, because I followed. So like Kirkering like had this like amazing story in 2023 where he started in low A ball after being drafted and was able to make it up to the majors by September,
Oh wow.
late September, and like because he has a really good like sweeper. Yeah, I mean he throws like 98, 99 fastball and then has like an 87-mile-an-hour sweeper. Like you know. And so, like, you know, there's been a lot riding on him, and he's been up and down or whatever. But like, just that was brutal. Like, just seeing like how that all happened and how it went, and it was just to end our season like that was.
that's
Yeah.
You know,
dude.
like it's like I haven't listened to Philadelphia talk radio since it happened. It's just, you know, understanding like I think the city has changed a lot since the 93 World Series, you know, to where like, you know, a lot of people are just basically saying that shouldn't have even been the play to decide it. There was a lot of other things that happened in the game that really that could have, you know, changed the momentum or whatever. When the, you know, the guy you gave up, you know, to high prospect for, you know, as a closer comes in and walks in the tying run, like, okay, like if he doesn't do that, then I mean, the game would have been over by that time, and we would have been coming back to Philadelphia for, you know, Game 5. You know, so there were, you know, I think people, from what I've seen on the internet, like I haven't listened to talk radio because I just can't right now. But it just seems like the collective is, you know, more looking at everything at the whole instead of placing all the blame on him in that play and, you know, in that. So. Which is, you know, I think, you know, good of the city because I think in '93, like things were really bad. When,
Right.
Like he had death threats that Mitch Williams did. Like it was insane. So, but I mean, I think sports has now come to evolve to where, you know, these scapegoats and things like that of the past are no longer really there as much anymore. You know, so which is good.
Sure.
Unless your last name's Bartman.
Yeah, oh my god. So we can open that can of worms. Like, long live Bartman.
Well, you know, it's just a matter. I think everything would be okay if the Cubs publicly announced. And you know, the problem is, I think a lot of people think that it's the Cubs who should forgive Bartman, but really, honestly, people should be asking him for forgiveness for what happened to him and what you know, like how that was all handled and everything like that. And like, it's not the Cubs who need to forgive Bartman; it's Bartman who needs to forgive the Cubs, and the Cubs have to be the ones to actually like formally say we're sorry, you know, for how this went down.
You guys just reminded me, and then we gotta say our sponsor shout out, but and I'll recommend this to all the listeners and viewers. There was a 30 for 30 about that specifically in the fallout from Bartman called Catching Hell, and it was oh my gosh, I'm spacing on the director. I'll look it up. It actually had like a Oscar winning director. It was I think Alex Gibney made it, but I'll confirm that. It's an amazing documentary about Bartman and the fallout from that. And it was a old 30 for 30, like back when they first started them, like in 2008 or 7, one of those years.
Yeah.
But Catching Hell, you just reminded me, that was an amazing documentary.
Yeah,
but,
it's just crazy. He's still a Cubs fan. Like, he still cheers on the Cubs and stuff like that. But like, he's just, like, he doesn't.
Oh yes, it was Catching Hell from 2011. That's what it was called, and it was directed by Alex Gibney.
Yeah.
So if you have ESPN Plus, watch that one. It's amazing.
Yeah, and how the city puts so much blame on that poor kid. And the thing about it was, like, they gave up 4 runs in an inning to give the game off an error off the shortstop. Like, if that shortstop catches that ball and makes the throw they out, they're probably on to the World Series. And how much blame he caught for that. And, like, still to this day, it's like,
right.
The Cubs haven't come out and publicly say, please forgive us, Bartman.
Well, I think, I don't know a good segue off of that to giving a shout out and pandering, but here we go. Here we go. RoyalRetros.com. What is Royal Retros? It's your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey. Whether it's football or any of the major 4 sports, they got you covered. For all of us Bay Area fans, check out the Candlestick collection. It's curated with us in mind. It's got the baseball giants in there. It's got the Niners in there. I mean, you find something that you like, whether it's that collection or not, throw it in your cart and use the promo code Shady Sports, and that'll get you 10% off of your entire order, not just specialty items. Everything in your cart, you get 10% off when you use the promo code Shady Sports. It helps us out. It helps out our awesome EP Sam and everybody in the Shady Sports Network family of programs. Again, it's promo code Shady Sports to get 10% off of your entire order at RoyalRetros.com. Go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. I definitely forgot the banner for the talking about the game, but I have it now. Well, Mr. Jimmy B, tell the people about our t-shirts.
So, guys, we've been trying to raise awareness about the lack of accountability of NFL owners in the league. There are plenty of stories you'll hear about players every single day, everything that goes on. If a player gets in trouble, like Mark Sanchez, we hear it, and all of that. Granted, I'm not, saying what he did was right, but just so you know, Mark Sanchez was a player, and we've had plenty of news coverage on Mark Sanchez and what he has done. But
I forgot to put his mug shot in the assets to put up.
But just go look up New Orleans Saints and Catholic Church, and you'll have a nice field day as wondering why there is not as much news coverage for that as there is this Mark Sanchez incident. So we are raising money to help bring awareness to that for a charity called Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers. And here's our statement: owner standards are less than player standards. # owner accountability. You can get this for $22.99 in a t-shirt, different colors, different styles, different sizes. Next up, we have our podcast logo art. Wherever you listen to us on Spotify, watch us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, you'll see this in the profile picture. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, and we have different styles, different sizes. Next up, we have our alternate logo art. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, and we have different colors, different styles, different sizes of that. And last but not least, how can you say no to our mascot, a peanut, eating peanuts while cheering on their San Francisco 49ers? $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt. Donate to a good cause today.
Yes, all the info, the links to our store, and if you just want info in general about Mountain Comprehensive Care Center, it's all below us in our show notes. We don't want any of the money. We just want you to get a cool t-shirt and help some families in need. I was just looking this up because we do have a game live on right now, and I wanted to make sure that Mr. Jake Moody, it was him who just scored. The Bears are only up 3-0 right now, and obviously you know what the final score is. But Jake Moody successfully kicked his first attempt with Chicago, and it was a 47-yarder. So that's hot off the presses breaking news. The game literally just started while we were taping 10 minutes ago. But
yeah. You'll probably do better than Cody Parkey, who used to practice hitting the goalpost.
Jeez. The only breaking, that was breaking, but the only news story that I wanted to just bear with me for 30 seconds of laughter. Anthony Richardson. Yes, it's another Indianapolis story. And please tell me, do you guys already know like what happened to Anthony Richardson before the game?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, right. You actually sent the because I didn't know what happened until you sent that. Yeah, Anthony Richardson using the apparatus that all the players use with an exercise band, aka a giant ass rubber band, snapped and hit Anthony Richardson hard enough in the eye to break his orbital socket.
Oh my God.
What? Just what? How? What? How fast was that going? How close to his face was that? Like, I've played with those before, and I mean, yeah, I bet they'd hurt, but he broke his eye socket. I have no words. I just wanted to share that for 30 seconds and laugh.
Indianapolis's luck, like over the last day and a half, too.
Well, yeah, that's after losing Charvarius Ward to a freak accident where
he got a concussion from his own tight end during warm-ups.
Like, no pads, no helmet, just back of his head to the turf,
and that's it. He got a concussion from his own tight end during warm-ups, like.
And then they beat the Cardinals, but they barely. So give the Cardinals a little bit of credit. They went into Indianapolis and covered the spread, which, to be fair, was 14 points. But
I mean, wasn't Murray out?
Yeah, Kyler didn't play.
Yeah, because the new Call of Duty came out, right? That's why.
Yeah, he was dealing with a foot sprain because he was running too fast at GameStop. But my God, that's all I wanted. I just wanted 30 seconds to laugh at just that freak out. Like, I'm not happy that happened to him. I want to make that very clear. Just, it's like the error that you had to lose your series. It's just, you just have to laugh. That's my reaction when something so wild happens. I don't cry. I don't scream. I don't get mad. What else could happen? Like, why not? Like,
dude just can't stay healthy no matter what he does. He can't even play and he gets hurt. I mean, he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, but taking an exercise band to the face. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hard that it cracks his orbital bone. Like, that's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, real talk though, like how close was he to losing his eye? Like, real talk, if it broke his eye socket, like,
I don't know. It must have been pretty bad.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's just,
but I've seen boxers who had orbital bones broken. They were able to be rebuilt and everything like that. So
that's just insane.
Yeah.
Eric, you're good at catching stray stories out there. Was there anything that you see that's worth giving a shout out?
As you pointed out a little earlier in our team chat, the Titans fired their head coach today. Thank goodness for that.
Titans fans, it'll only get better from here.
Yeah, it can't get any worse.
Can't get any worse.
Yeah. Lions safety Branch is going to get suspended 1 game for his fight after the Kansas City game last night.
Good. I saw footage of. I didn't watch any of the game, but I did see that this morning. Like, the people recording their TV of it. Like, yeah, you just can't do that. Straight up, you can't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, but didn't the Lions file like some grievance as well against the Chiefs?
I don't know.
I thought I saw that, but I don't know if it was really truthfully being reported or something like that. But that the Lions submitted video evidence that throughout the game he was being provoked.
I saw somebody write an opinion about that. Like, well, yes, at the same time, you can't beat the crap out of somebody. You also kind of can't be surprised when you're chirping at someone and they finally get back at you.
Yeah, I think it was more than chirping. It was like late hits, illegal hits and things like that got pointed out. I saw it somewhere and I didn't know how true it was because the internet. But I mean,
if it was from Total Sports or Total Pro Sports, take it with a grain of salt. TPS is kind of tabloidy now.
Yeah. But they showed like video evidence, what looked like video evidence of like the Chiefs targeting him and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, Anything else, Eric?
Your guy Zadarius Smith decided to take his talents home and spend some time on the couch. He's retired.
Yeah.
Mid-season.
So now
Took two losses for him to decide this year's not worth it.
So yeah, our defensive ends instead have now our defensive ends only have 1 sack instead of 2.5. He was our leader in
How can we recover?
from defensive ends at 1.5. Now our guys are at 1. We have a really serious defensive end issue and getting pressure up front. I think
welcome to the club.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they put a lot of faith in some of these young guys, and it just doesn't seem like they're coming through. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
well, take some solace in your secondary. You have 1 pick between your 4 players in the secondary, right?
1 pick between all of us?
Yeah.
I think I can't remember. I think that's true. Yeah.
Okay, that's more than our secondary. So take pride in that. We didn't even talk about that in the real meat of this episode. We still don't have a pick after 6 games.
Yeah. The last little news bit is that Garrett Wilson avoided a major knee injury, but he still unfortunately has Justin Fields as his quarterback.
And he's in East Rutherford. Yeah.
Dude, that stat line. I caught the tail end of that game.
I'm so sorry.
I woke up. I was
that was a terrible football game.
I was up. I mean, I could have watched a majority of the game, but I was farting around on YouTube, not watching it. But then I did catch most of the fourth quarter. I'll put it that way. And 9 completions for 45 yards against 9 sacks for 55 lost yards. His final adjusted stat line was -10. Yeah. So all of us sitting on the couch threw more yards than Justin Fields did in London. I think it might be time for Tyrod Taylor to be the starter.
How about this? How about we relegate the Jets to Division I football and maybe bring Indiana up to the NFL?
I'll say that in front of the Ohio State fan.
I mean,
I love me some IU, and I'm very, very I'm mad that we don't play you in the regular season this year. But
I want to say though, Indiana has more top 10 wins over the past 3 weeks than Penn State had under, Franklin. So yeah, it seems like they're a real team, legit. Maybe they could play.
Yeah, is my ornament still hanging up behind you, Dan?
Technically, yes. It's behind. Oop, not that hat. It's not behind that hat. Yeah, it's still behind that hat.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, no, it's there. I haven't broken my promise yet. And
okay.
Well, when we face each other in the playoffs, probably, because the scheduling gods will make that happen.
Yeah.
No, just 5 seconds. I was out for the first half, but I got back home literally during halftime, and I saw the whole second half. Dude, Hoosiers are so legit this year. I wish we were playing you this year, because I think we could actually. If we're gonna lose to you, we'll cover the spread. We'll actually cover the spread this time instead of losing by 30. I don't know, the Hoosiers. That was an amazing game against Oregon. My God, I did not think that was going to happen. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah.
They had a great year last year. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, this year, I don't know. I was telling my wife that was no cupcake to win against Oregon. So I mean,
no,
it was great. Great. It was a great Saturday afternoon. Doesn't fully make up for the terrible Sunday afternoon, but
yeah.
Then yeah, that's all we got for this episode. I will apologize. I pulled the rug out for you all on Thursday. We should be back on this coming Thursday or Friday. We should be coming back this Friday. Just it was my fault. Blame me. I didn't win any of my bets that I did off mic, so take solace in that. But we should be back on this Friday, and Yeah, I don't know, just lick our wounds, and we still got 11 games to go. Jimmy?
Outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
See ya.
All right, let's beat the Falcons.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine and cry.